Okay, I'm back now. Hopefully for good for like the next hour or so. I don't know why my desktop is doing this. Like or at least OBS is disconnecting. Cuz well, no, it's not just OBS cuz it is like the connection. Like the network connection just goes away for some reason. Sometimes when I start streaming. So I'll have to figure out why it's doing that. If it's something with the bit rate or something, I have no idea. Um, because if you were here when I reconnected, I was saying that like my my Wi-Fi on my phone was fine. Um, so there's something with the Ethernet connection there. But anyway, welcome to POS News. I'm gonna talk a little bit about a bunch of trailers and news and stuff. If you were here before, I was talking about Everfree Northwest. I went there over the last weekend. That's why there wasn't a POS News last week because I was away. I went to Everfree Northwest, which is a My Little Pony convention in Seattle. Which I had been there before. I had been there back in 2012 when the first one happened. Um, Me and Saber went there back then, and Saber has been there a few times before, but I went there this time with Saber, AC Race Best, Hirosashi went there as well, and a bunch of other people. Jax didn't go there this time. I don't think Jax has ever been to Everfree Northwest. Um, but he'll probably be at Ponyville Ciderfest. Hopefully we'll be able to go there. That's one of my favorite conventions. That one's in Milwaukee. Um, so I'm excited to go to that one if I go. Um, so I one thing I did want to bring up before we actually get into like trailers and news and stuff, is going to be the bracket fight stuff that we were going to do. Um, so everybody's kind of busy this month. As far as my co-hosts go. So we're not going to be doing any podcasts. Um, Hopefully October will be better and people will be less busy. But one thing I wanted to do was the bracket fights, and we already have a list of all the contenders for the brackets of the 2010s media thing that we did. So the next thing I want to do after the 2010s media is going to be 2000 media, so just going backwards. So we'll be doing the same thing form with that. So I'll go ahead and post that in here, and I'll make it a pinned comment so that way you guys can fill it out. So fill out the 2000s bracket fight, 2000s media bracket fight form, and you can put your suggestions for like all your favorites, cartoons, anime, video games, and animated movies. Since we'll be doing bracket fights for those as well, as the 2010s, but we're gonna be working our way backwards. We're gonna start with 2010s. But anyway, that's it for the intro right now. I'll go ahead and go to news since we started a little bit late because of the internet hiccup. So the first thing, we're gonna talk about some trailers, and the first trailer is Pinocchio. And that comes out next Friday or next Thursday, I think. I think I said it was coming out the 8th. So, yeah, this is very, very strange looking trailer. One of the weirdest things about the trailer is the whale, like Monstro. Monstro, like they did make Monstro look kind of monstrous. And people were asking me. I know Jax was asking me about the whale in the trailer because it people were pointing out, it was like it kind of looks like a leviathan. Which is an extinct tooth whale that was like kind of like a sperm whale, but had like a much bigger teeth. And yeah, it just looks kind of it looks monstrous, which I guess makes sense for Monstro. But at least from the trailer, it just seems like it might be like a shot for shot kind of remake. Just realistic looking and everything. I know that like Figaro and man, what is the fish's name? I forgot what the fish's name was. But the fish, the fish has like bedroom eyes. Is so weird. And yeah, I guess it would be better than the Pauly Shore one that came out earlier this year. Uh, but Pinocchio, I mean, he looks like the Disney Pinocchio, at least from like the way he's modeled and everything. And people are making fun of like the like the superhero landing he did. That was pretty funny. But I mean, I'm gonna watch it next week. I'm probably gonna do a review on it. There's still those backlog reviews I'm gonna do, um, which I'll do some before doing the Pinocchio review. Uh, but yeah, another live action remake. I'm not sure why this one isn't in theaters compared to the other ones, because it seems like this one would have been one they put in theaters, but I guess not. Like with Lady and the Tramp, I kind of understood because it's Lady and the Tramp. Lady and the Tramp doesn't have that many fans, at least compared. Oh wow, the chat box kind of finally caught up. But Pinocchio, I feel like has gotten like a lot more fans over the years, especially with like all the different Pinocchio like variations, or iterations we have coming out. Um, so yeah. Um, I'll watch it next week and we'll see what happens. Uh, the next thing, let's talk about. It was just a very short glimpse. HBO Max put out a trailer. With a bunch of their shows that are coming. It would be funny if they had like an in memoriam for all the shows that are canceled too. That's bad. Um, But yeah, HBO Max put out like at the a teaser at the end of this trailer they did of like all the different shows they have for the service, and it's for The Last of Us, and it has like Pedro Pascal, as Joel in it, and I forgot the actress's name for Ellie, or is it Ellie? I forgot. It's been a long time since I played The Last of Us. I played it back in 2013. I haven't replayed it since. Um, but we got a small teaser of that in this little compilation thing, and I can't really tell much from it at the moment, but I think it'll be good. And I've always said that I think a series lends itself better to adapting a video game than a movie. So I think this will do a lot better than some other video game adaptations. Uh, Unlike Resident Evil, which is Resident Evil just like keeps losing at adaptations. Because from what I hear of that like Netflix Resident Evil, that yeah, it already got canceled. There's like they're not going to do a season 2. Um, so yeah, I mean I'll watch it whenever it comes out next year. Then let's talk about Bella Ramsey. Oh, that's the actress. Okay. Um, to do next, we got the full trailer for Weird, the Al Yankovic story, which is a biopic about Weird Al Yankovic, but completely like not completely true, as you can see from the trailer. There's a bunch of ridiculous stuff that happens in this trailer, and it's pretty funny, because especially with like how many musician biopics have come out in like the last few years. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Like just making fun of all those biopics. Like there's so many like moments in here where it just like, oh yeah, this is just like making fun of all the different musical biopics. Like I literally just got finished today watching Elvis. And I can already tell like how much the Weird Al movie is going to make fun of like stuff like that and like Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, I think. But it's coming out on Roku of all things, which is very strange. Like out of all services, why Roku? I mean, I guess it's free. I don't know if like if it's like a movie you have to pay for, or if it's just a free movie. If Ryan can point that out, then like, I don't know. I mean, I'm still gonna watch it though. It seems like it's gonna be fun. But yeah, Daniel Radcliffe. It's really funny just having Daniel Radcliffe play Weird Al as well. Um, the next trailer. Oh yeah. So here's the. Oh, it's free on Roku. Roku. Okay, yeah. Um, so Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. So Winnie the Pooh, if you don't know, went public domain, so people can do whatever the heck they want with it now. Um, so this is a horror movie, where Christopher Robin is like showing like in the beginning of the trailer, Christopher Robin is showing his girlfriend like the 100 Acre Wood and like where he used to play and whatever. Um, and then it seems like Pooh and Piglet are jealous, I guess, or like mad that Christopher Robin left like all those years ago. Um, and he starts killing his friends, I guess. Oh, it's it looks I don't know if it's going to be like a so bad it's good movie or if it's just going to be a bad movie. Because it's kind of hard to tell with these kind of movies. Uh at least like it has a very really weird and creepy masks that they're using here for Pooh. Yeah, at least. Uh but yeah, it's I I don't know if I'll like watch it completely. Um but yeah. Oh, Deli, I don't think Disney cares enough about Winnie the Pooh to like renew the IP. Um and like I said, like it went public domain. Um which I who knows what's going to happen whenever Mickey does that. But like, Disney's really weird about like copyright and public domain stuff. They keep like trying to change the law um for stuff not to go public domain. Which we'll actually go into a thing later about public domain because there's another franchise that is public domain that people can make stuff of, uh, which you'll see. And there's actually a big company that was like taken to court for it, but they won because like, oh crap, they don't have the rights to it anymore. It's public domain. At least I think that's what happened. I believe that's what happened, but we'll see. I'll talk about it when we get to it. But yeah, this movie looks really weird. Like I said, it's still uh hard to tell if it's going to be a so bad it's good movie or just a bad movie. So anyway, next thing, we got release dates for four um Netflix animated movies coming out. Um, that is for Wendell and Wild, My Father's Dragon, a new Christmas Carol movie, and another the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio movie. Um, so Wendell and Wild, that's coming out actually in theaters on October 21st. I think it might be limited theaters. But it'll come out on Netflix October 28th, so like a week later. Um, then My Father's Dragon, which is the new cartoon saloon movie, and you can tell from the style there. Um, that one is coming out in November. We don't have like a concrete release date yet. We just know it's November. Um, and then Scrooge, a Christmas Carol, coming out in theaters November 18th, and on Netflix December 2nd. I'm not sure the studio that's making on that or that's making that. It looks very similar to like a studio that Netflix has worked with before though. And then Pinocchio, apparently that's going to have limited theaters. They don't know the date yet though, but that's coming out December 9th. For the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio, which I'm honestly more excited for than the live action Disney remake. Because it looks very unique. But yeah, I'm excited to see like all these movies. Actually, I didn't know about the Christmas Carol, so I'm not quite as excited about that. But I'm definitely excited for Wendell and Wild and My Father's Dragon and the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio. See, Netflix says November 4th for My Father's Dragon. Oh, okay. Um, yeah, on the Cartoon Brew thing that I was looking at with all those dates, they only had November at the moment. So November 4th for My Father's Dragon then. So that'll be fun. I'm excited to see that one. All right. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. King Kong. Disney is going to be making a King Kong show for Disney Plus, and you're thinking, wait, how can they do that? That isn't that like a Universal thing or a Legendary thing? No. King Kong is one of those characters that is public domain, I guess. It's just that not a lot of people have used him for things. But if I'm correct, I think like back in like the early 80s when Donkey Kong came out, Universal took Nintendo to court about like copyright infringement or whatever, or like plagiarizing their character basically. But in the end, Nintendo won out because Universal realized they do not have the rights to King Kong. So yeah, King Kong's public domain. So anybody can make anything about King Kong. So yeah, a King Kong series on Disney Plus. Let's see, did it say it was like animated or live action? It said there was a series, but it didn't say if it was going to be like a live action series or if it's going to be a or an animated series. Because I know there is like an animated series that I've seen before of King Kong. Okay, yeah. It is a live action series. Okay. Interesting. So I have no idea when it'll come out. I think it's just in development right now. But yeah. All right. Next thing. Let's talk about Sailor Moon. But not the Sailor Moon you think of. It's the American pilot for Sailor Moon, which is like a reimagining of what Sailor Moon was. They were going to basically Americanize the anime and make it their own thing over here from Saban, which you may know from like Power Rangers and stuff. But yeah, they were gonna make like their own like animated show, like a Western animated show, based on Sailor Moon. And for a while there was only like shaky footage or whatever of like the intro. But apparently the pilot was recovered. Which is or uncovered at least. And there's a couple of videos on it. I haven't seen all of the videos. But I do want to go into it and watch it because they're pretty long videos about uncovering this like weird piece of lost media. But yeah, it's just very strange to me like how this came about. And it's a very, very weird part of like animation history, at least like from like anime coming to the U.S. Because like eventually it was like, oh, we'll just dub over the dub over the anime rather than just making our own thing. So yeah, that's very interesting that happened. Next thing. Yeah, Raymona's documentary is what it is about it. Next thing, some renewals. Harley Quinn is getting season 4. So that's one HBO Max show that's kind of safe, I guess. At least some of the DC stuff is. Some of the DC stuff. But speaking of Harley Quinn and HBO Max, there's a lot of HBO Max shows and projects that are starting to be shopped around to other services or networks. And one of them is Batman, the Cape Crusader, which was the new like Bruce Timm project. Um, and there's like 5 other projects that are going to be shopped around that are still being worked on. Um, and those include Merry Little Batman, which is another Batman project. The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, which that's one of the Looney Tunes movies that was being worked on, as well as the other Looney Tunes movie, which was Bye Bye Bunny, a Looney Tunes musical. So both of those, I was worried about like whether they were going to come out or not, but it seems like they're going to shop around for them. I think a lot of these projects will probably go to Hulu, because they already have Animaniacs there, so it would just make sense for a bunch of these Warner projects to go to Hulu. Um, uh, this is a weird one. Like, did I do that to the Holidays of Steve Urkel story? That's very strange. I guess it could go to Hulu or something else. And then the other thing is the Amazing World of Gumball movie, which I think would make sense. Also makes sense for Hulu. A lot of this, the Warner stuff, just kind of makes sense to put on Hulu because, there's already a bunch of Cartoon Network shows on Hulu. And like I said before, there's Animaniacs on there already, which is they already signed the contract for that. So yeah, just work with Hulu for a while, while HBO Max just tries to figure out what's going on there. And then speaking of the HBO Max stuff, it seems like the Batgirl and Scoob Holiday Haunt thing might not be like completely like completely lost or done for. It seems like they could still potentially happen or come out. There were like funeral screenings for Batgirl at the Warner Brothers Studios or whatever. Before it was like put into like a vault or whatever, and there's still like some pilots apparently that they have that never came out. Like there was like a Game of Thrones pilot that never came out. And it seems like the Scoop Holiday Haunt thing could also come out at some point. I don't know where. That could probably go to Netflix or Hulu. So we'll see if these projects will still like come out or not, or if they'll just be locked away for a very long time until somebody recovers them. Like the Popeye animatic. Though for these 2 projects, like they're almost like they're way more complete than the Popeye animatic was. So hopefully they'll come out. I mean, I don't want like any media to like just stop production. So we'll see. All right, next thing. Ed, and Eddy and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends are getting complete collections on DVD. I wish they were Blu-ray. I really wish they would stop doing DVD collections and just do Blu-ray collections, because it's one, it's less discs to deal with, and 2, I just want like good quality physical media. DVDs are very hard to scratch, or Blu-rays are much easier to keep in good condition than DVDs. And also like, you know, just the HD quality. But yeah, if the DVDs can be rippable though, but yeah. Otherwise, like you could probably get these like online digitally and with a better quality. And actually, Ryan showed me this earlier. Was there's like this fan project to do like a 4K restoration of Ed, and Eddy, of all the episodes, and it looks amazing. And that's one of those fandoms I forget like is like bigger of a fandom than you think it is, and that's like Ed, and Eddy. I mean, it makes sense with like how long the show ran for. But it's just one of those shows is like, oh yeah, Ed, and Eddy has a big fan base. Um, but yeah, these are coming out. Hopefully they'll do it with more shows. Um, I hope they do it with I'm trying to think of a show that hasn't had it yet. I don't know if Chowder or Flapjack have had like complete series releases. I know they've had volumes, but I don't know if they've released like all the episodes. Um, one thing I do want is like a complete collection of Friendship is Magic. That's not Cartoon Network though. Um, I'd love a complete collection of that because they didn't even put out the last couple seasons. All right. Now my last thing here is some Gamescom announcements. I'm gonna open up a thing here. So there wasn't really too much that interests me. But there were a couple of things. Dead Island 2, Sonic Frontiers. They got an actual good trailer for that. I think Sonic Frontiers was good. The show, it had like the best showing of that compared to other showings it's had before. Let's see, Gotham Knights, Hogwarts Legacy, Callisto Protocol, which that's like a spiritual successor to Dead Space. Sony showed off their new DualSense Edge controller, which is like a fancy, better controller for the PS5. Let's see, Street Fighter 6, Forspoken, Where the Winds Meet. Lies of P. That one interests me just because it's another Pinocchio thing, but it's it's like Dark Souls or Bloodborne. It looks fun though. That's coming out like early next year. So that one was very very strange to see. See, news Tales from the Borderlands. The Justin Roiland game High on Life got like a little demo, but it was like a very badly shown demo. Let's see. Hideo Kojima said that he was going to be making a podcast. He didn't reveal a game or anything. He just said he was going to be making a podcast. Let's see. Dune is getting a game like Dune Awakening. Let's see. What was the other thing I wanted to? Oh, I think I know what it was. Yeah, the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That is a very strange, out of nowhere game. Like a weird horror comedy movie from like the 80s is getting a video game now. It is an asymmetrical multiplayer game, so it's like 3 against 7. Which is interesting. So we'll have to see what that'll be like. I think it looks like it'll be pretty fun. There was another like park building game that I saw that was very interesting to me. I think it was called Park Beyond. So that one looks interesting to me. They've apparently tried to make Killer Clowns games for years. Interesting. Well, I guess they got it now. All right, so that's all that I wanted to talk about as far as like trailers and news goes. So let's talk a little bit to you guys for a bit before I close it out. All right, so let's see, who doesn't want Killer Clowns from Outer Space? I've never actually seen the movie. I need to watch it. Ah. All right. As someone who gets scared so easily, I'll take this horror movie remake of Winnie the Pooh over an entire his live action remakes any days. So I'm interested. um, yeah, it's very strange that like that's that's what they chose to do first as soon as it went public domain. As far as like anybody else making a Winnie the Pooh thing, because there is actually another Winnie the Pooh animated series that's Russian, I believe. Um, it's called like Vinny the Pooh or whatever. Um, it's a cute little series of shorts. Next we fight for a Killer Tomatoes game. Oh yeah. Didn't that have a cartoon, or am I thinking of something else? Have I seen the leak pilot thing for SpongeBoy Ahoy, the pilot for SpongeBob? I don't think I have. I need to check that out. Yeah, Killer Tomatoes. Cartoon? Yeah, it was a cartoon. Man, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, what did it air on? Oh yeah, it was on Fox. So yeah, I remember seeing that a little bit as a kid. I was like, what is this? It says repeats aired in 92 and 96, so that's probably when I saw it. Because I was probably too young to realize what it was when it came out, because it came out in like 90. It ran from 90 to 91. Yeah. I still have to check out that movie though, because I've never seen Attack of the Killer Tomatoes or Killer Clowns from Outer Space. From Dell 18, like a member for 12 months. Oh, a year now. Thank you. It says, okay, let's have a debate. What's a property you wish it became public domain, and which property you don't? Be careful what you wish for. Um, hmm. Property I wish became public domain. Um, I feel like, hmm. It's it's interesting because I feel like a lot of people will not like what I'm about to say. Um, but I really think like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings and the whole Middle Earth universe should be public domain. Just because of like it's just like it seems like the most it's the most original like fantasy thing that has been known for years. So it's like why not? It'll be a while though before it actually becomes public domain. I'll probably be very old when that happens. Um, who do you think a mysterious alicorn from the end of the MLP Make Your Mark special is? I think it's Quinn Chrysalis in disguise. I don't think it's Chrysalis. If you've read the comics, it I don't know if the comics are actually going to coincide with the show or not. Um, but it seems like it's like a completely different character. Um, and we already know like from a couple of screenshots and stuff. Uh, and a little bit of info that it doesn't seem like it's going to be like any returning character. Um, I would say any of the McDonald's mascot. We have not seen Ronald McDonald anymore since in replacement is a Happy Meal box. Oh yeah, yeah. Ronald McDonald has been gone for a while. I forgot about that. See, so far half the year is done for. What's your favorite and least favorite movie from this year? Let me look at my letterbox and see what I've seen from this year so far. Because I really like the Sea Beast. Um, I think the Sea Beast is really good. Um, remember Mac Tonight? Oh yeah, made a Ronald McDonald reboot the classic Chupo. Yeah, yeah. Um, Least favorite movie. The generic answer would probably be Minions too. Um, I don't know if I liked anything less than that. Oh wait, no, the Ice Age, the weird Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild. That was a bad Ice Age movie. I forgot that came out this year because it came out in like January. Ever wonder how Lauren Faust would end My Little Pony? Um, I know my friend Draft did an interview with her back in the day. And he said that like, Lauren told him like all the different things that she would have done like for the end of the ponies, or the end of MLP. Um, and I don't know what those are, but he said that like, it would make people very upset or something. I don't know if that means that it would make people upset that she didn't get to do it, or if like people would be upset with like how it would end. Um, so we'll see. If that if that interview ever comes out. So how hyped are you on that Scarlet and Violet Pokedex leak? I'm pretty hyped now since it seems like it's true. Because they revealed a new Pokemon. It was like Grafaiai, and that was one of the Pokemon that was on the list. Was like a, oh yeah, spray can lemur. And I was like, oh, well, that's what Grafaiai is. It's a lemur, specifically an eye that does graffiti. Um, so I'm excited to think that they might actually have a dolphin Pokemon this time. Uh, so yeah, I am very excited to see what happens with that. It might happen the same way that Sword and Shield happened, where we had like a leak list come out. Um, if it happens the same way again, it might actually happen during Ponyville Cider Fest, because that's what happened last time. When I saw the Sword and Shield Pokemon. Have you seen the Fairly Odd Parents Fairly Odder? If not, good for you, because I saw all the episodes and they're god awful, the worst show I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I did see a few. When I was visiting Saber back in April, we watched quite a few episodes. And yeah, it's bad. I did not like it. Oh, I gotta get used to like talking a lot on my own. Uh, because my throat does give out a little bit. Um, so did you hear about Paramount Plus merging with another streaming service next year? Yeah, yeah, they're gonna merge with Showtime. Um, which I guess is fine. Because I don't know anybody who uses Showtime. It's just kind of like another like movie service, kind of like HBO was. For like newer movies. Um, so they'll probably get a bunch of different stuff, and that will expand Paramount's like a library at least of what they can show on their service. Because it seems like Paramount Plus is actually getting a lot more stuff. Um, says, what about HBO Discovery Max getting its own streaming service? Yeah. We did talk about the merger like a few shows ago. And that I don't know if they're still gonna call it HBO Max or if they're just gonna like figure out what else to call it. But they should probably just keep the name HBO Max. What are your predictions of next week at D23 Expo? I'm hoping to see whatever Walt Disney Animation Studios is going to be doing next after Strange World. Um, I hope to see like all the new Pixar projects or whatever that's coming next. Um, so that's like that's the main things. It's just like those animated movies. Um, so well we'll see what's coming next for them. Um, which streaming services has the worst original content? Um, hmm. I don't know, cause I think Netflix has like definitely the most um at least original content from like being a streaming service, not like HBO with their Warner stuff or but which one has the worst? I mean, I think so far it might be Paramount because Paramount has the bad Nickelodeon reboots. It also has the Halo show, which is really bad, and I don't know what else. I think the only good thing I hear about Paramount's Plus original content is the Beavis and Butthead show, um, which I hear is good. But everything else, it just seems like their original content on Paramount Plus is just not great. A favorite video game based off Cartoon Network, Disney, or Nickelodeon show? Ooh, I haven't played many. Um, because the only like one of the recent ones I played was the Samurai Jack game that came out a couple years ago. Do I think DreamWorks should be the one to release 2D animated movies again? Because I really wish they made Me and My Shadow. Yeah, I really wish they made that too. Um, I think uh, I don't think they'll do any 2D like at least feature length things. I know they did a short a while back. I'll have to look at that because I haven't seen that yet. They did like a 2D animated short. Um, and from the clips I've seen of it, it looks great. But yeah, I don't know if DreamWorks would be the one to start. I think like if any of them, it seems like a lot of people, a lot of like studios in the industry follow Disney, as far as like what to do. So you'd have to be like a real like trendsetter. But I think DreamWorks definitely is like more experimental, than Disney is. So I don't know, maybe they might. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, the South Park specials are good. Those are good, but like as far as like original like shows and stuff, um, yeah, they haven't really been capturing like my attention at least on Paramount Plus. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Next time on the news stream, I'm gonna try to have some like background music or something, so that way there's not like a lot of dead air while I'm talking to you guys. I'm probably gonna end the stream soon though. All right. Um, what is it? Let's do. So, oh yeah, I won't be doing a stream next week. Or no. Next Friday, I mean. I'll be doing one on I might be doing one on Thursday. Maybe. I don't know. I'll see cuz like I'm going to be dog sitting for my dog. Or not my dog, but my mom's dog next weekend. So I might not do a new stream next week, but I will be doing one like every other week or every week like on the 16th, the 23rd, and the 30th. Um, I'll be doing new streams then, but I'm not sure about next week. Um, do. See, so you doing the well, you'd be mainly do with the podcast on the hiatus September. So like I said, I'm gonna be doing the new streams and everything. Also, congrats, Deli, on getting a full-time job. But yeah, I'll still do the new streams. I'm gonna be working on my movie backlog or movie review backlog. And then next month hopefully it'll be a lot better. As far as like putting out stuff goes on the podcast channel. Since I'll try to do some of those bracket fight recordings with Hero and Jax. Let's see. I'll do one last question here, and then I'll close it out, because, like I said, I gotta get used to talking a lot at once. If you could pick one Disney movie that would benefit from live action, what would it be? Yeah, IMO, I'd pick Hunchback of Notre Dame. I mean, Hunchback was already a live action movie, like, back in the 30s, so it's already worked. But I would probably say, I don't know if I said it before, because the funny thing is that I think before it happened, I said Mulan, but Mulan's already happened, and I did not like it. I know they're probably going to do a Tarzan at some point, so there's like many versions of Tarzan. So yeah, Cartoon Network's 30th anniversary is less than a month away. Do you think? Oh, Ozzy deleted the message. But it was about like the Gumball movie, and like we talked about earlier in the show, it's going to be shopped around at different places, which it'll probably be on Hulu or whatever. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. Thank you for coming out. I really appreciate it. And I might have a stream next. It'll either be Thursday, or I'll just do it the next week. So we'll see, because I'm gonna be working on a bunch of my movie backlog reviews, and like Pinocchio also comes out that day, so I'm gonna try to get that out either that night or the day after. So I'll see you next time. Bye.